Hi, this is Brad from Pro Wrestling Junkies, and today's guest hails from Atlanta, Georgia. Started wrestling in 2016 and trained under A.R. Fox. He's worked for Southern Honor Wrestling, Full Impact Pro, Evolve. He worked a NXT match in 2018 against Dominic Djokovic. Currently, he's a Southern Underground Pro Bone Storm champion. He's also the Peach State Wrestling Alliance No Limits champion and also works for Total Wrestling Entertainment. He shared the ring with Austin Theory, Jeter, Layla Hirsch, Ike Cross, Alan Angels, Kevin Blue, to name a few. Just last week, he was named one of the top 500 wrestlers in the world by Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Standing at 6 feet tall, 1 inch, weighing in at more than I weigh, I give you the Mack of all trades, AC Mack. Hey, what's going on?
Appreciate that. What's up, man?
Nothing much. Sunday morning. So how does it feel to be on the top 500?
So it feels amazing, and it dropped right before a friend of mine was doing like a birthday weekend in the cabin kind of deal. So we were all there, and I was just able to celebrate and just have fun, man. Right?
That's a
exciting.
big deal. Anyone who gets on that list, so how did you find out about that?
That I got on the list?
Yeah.
Well, the night that it debuted, I think it was a Thursday, and I just saw everybody talking about it, and I was like, oh, I really hope I made it this year, because I didn't have access to the full list yet. Not at the time. I saw somebody else who was posting, not a lot of people's, but like their numbers and like the paragraph that was written for them, the bio. And I hit him up. I slid into his DMs and I was like, hey, can you tell me if I'm on the list or not? And all he responded back with was congratulations. I was like, oh, I made it. What number am I? Can you take a picture of it? Can you send it to me? Blah, blah, blah. I did end up buying it. So nobody get on me. I did end up buying it, but okay. I needed to know right then and there so I could, join that conversation live. So it was pretty cool.
Are you going to get like a couple of copies of the issue?
Yeah. I purchased, I think 3 so far. So I'm waiting on them to come in. I do want to frame 1. But yeah, it's just really cool. It's my very first time being in the PWI, and last year I was hoping to get in and I wasn't in. So this means a lot.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Congratulations. I always tell my son, he's like, who's the worst player in the NBA? I said, there isn't a worst player. Every one of these guys is like amazing, There's only X number of these people in the entire world,
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So you grew up in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Born and raised.
All right. So did you, what were you like as a kid?
I was pretty cool. I was in theater, but I don't know if I fit the stereotype of a theater kid. I played all kind of sports, just trying different ones and seeing what fit. I thought I just hated sports because none of them fit. Turns out I just, wasn't able to try wrestling then. So everything else was just kind of there. I had a lot of friends. Uh-huh. I didn't really have like a set circle. I was cool with every circle, and I really prided myself on that because I went to a lot of parties. A lot of people trusted me. I had a lot of resources, so it was pretty cool.
Were you big at the time?
Big? What
growing up, I've talked to people and they're like, I was scrawny and, growing up and, people picked on me. So were you like I was really small and,
mm-hmm.
But were you like one of the bigger guys of like your friends or the group? No.
I was tall. I was one of the taller ones of my friends, but I was a beanpole. Oh, I didn't weigh anything.
So when did you decide wrestling is this one fits?
It wasn't until I actually started training in 2016. So I was always a fan of it. And in the 7th grade, that was WrestleMania 22 for me. And watching that and doing the backyard wrestling with my friends beforehand, like that entire weekend, that's kind of when I decided that I wanted to try this. But it wasn't until I actually got in the ring that I thought, wow, okay, this could be something special. Like I could actually go somewhere with this.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think that. It took a minute of me just being a fan, but I didn't actually think that until I got in the ring.
So how did you come into contact with AR Fox?
I was in high school and I was like, all right, I'm about to graduate. I need to get serious on how to start this wrestling journey. So my plan was to go to school and train to wrestle at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
So I was like, okay, well, I can stay local. Georgia State, Georgia Tech, there are a few schools here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to Google wrestling schools. And at the time, the only one or the top one that was coming up was the WWA 4.
Okay, yeah.
And I saw that they were doing free shows every Thursday. So while I was in high school, I would ask for my parents to borrow their car to drive out to Fourth and Industrial and watch the shows. That's where I met AR Fox. This was about maybe a little less than 10 years before he started actually training people there. He was still a student.
Okay.
And so I got to see his matches for free and talk with him and his wife, and Apollo Crews was there. I got to see him for free. Jonathan Gresham. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, once I graduate in 2011, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna go to Georgia State and do both at the same time.
Did you have any free time?
Well, I got to Georgia State and I said, whew, this is a lot.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm gonna just buckle down on school first. And then when I graduated in 2015, right after that is when I started training to wrestle. So that's how I met AR Fox. It's a long time ago.
Were you nervous the night before going to training for the first time?
Yes, I was very nervous, very anxious. Didn't know what to expect.
Had you been to the gym where it was?
Yes, you said, did I get to the gym?
No, had you ever been to the gym, or was your first day of training the first time you had been there?
I had been to the gym before, but nothing serious. Just uncles and cousins who were like, we're going to do guy stuff. We're going to the gym today. Little stuff like that. Like, it was never anything major.
But but the place that you trained at, had you ever been there? The place that you were trained.
Right. Well, like I said, they were doing the Thursday shows every week. So I had been coming as a fan for years before I started training. Yeah.
And so what was your first day of training like? Was it what you expected?
No.
Oh,
no, not, not at all. I actually almost did not come back.
Oh, really?
Just because it was a lot more than what I was anticipating. I took that first bump and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for that transition of becoming tough.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't played any contact sports. I wasn't used to getting hit. You have to really buckle down and accept the fact that this will hurt. Like, there's no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn how to get slammed. You have to learn how to get hit. So that was probably the hardest for me, toughening up.
But you did come back the next day.
Yeah.
And it's going to, obviously.
Right.
So when you get sent out for your first match,
mm-hmm.
did you feel like prepared for it as much as you could be for a first time?
As much as you could be for the first time. Fox likes to get you out there. You can do drills all day. And you can pair with people and run spots and stuff all day, but the best teacher is just being in that ring, honestly. The best teacher is being in that ring with somebody that's better than you live in front of a crowd. So we got started early, we were only a few months in and we had our first match. And you said it best, as prepared as you can be.
Yeah. Did you feel good about it afterwards?
Afterwards, I did. I actually felt really great about it. I was petrified going in, but afterwards, I felt pretty good. I had my family there, and
nice.
They all loved it. Everything went a lot smoother than I thought it was gonna go. But yeah, it came out great. I hate watching it back now.
Yeah, totally. I bet. What were you working as, like a face or a heel, like when you first come out, or just
very first match I ever did, I was a babyface.
Okay.
Well, that it was separate from the free Thursday shows that we did. When I debuted in the Thursday show, I was a heel and was just a heel on out. But that very first show, I'm not even sure if the footage is available, but it was a separate show that was hosted in that same building.
Okay.
So the secret first match, I guess.
Yeah. Is it awesome being a heel? Like, I mean, is it fun to just kind of do whatever, say whatever you want?
I love it so much that I never ever want to be a babyface.
Yeah.
Ever.
I was watching a couple of your matches and like the promos beforehand, and it's awesome. You know, it must feel great to like you had like the audience in the palm of your hand and just say like 2 or 3 words gets them to turn. Like,
yep.
And
I love it. I love being able to control the wave of the crowd. You know, if they're up, and you can ride it with them, and then you just know ahead of time what you're gonna say and how you're gonna bring them back down. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah.
When you go and wrestle for the first time at a new promotion or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
do you come in with your I'm a babyface or a heel, or do the promoters kind of say you're working with this guy today, he's a heel?
Yeah. It depends. It used to be that way. Hey, you're coming in. We need you as this or that. Mm-hmm. Now, thankfully, my name has gotten out there a little bit more. I think people know the brand that comes with AC Mack. They know what that character is and what he's about. So now, more often than not, they already booked me against a babyface.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Now, there are places where, like Action, where I'm heel and that's just like a home for me. Mm-hmm. And we can do like a slow burner face turn to where I'm still being a heel, but the reaction's different.
Yeah.
But going someplace cold, no, I think it's better. I personally think it's better, and they think it's better now too, thank God. That I just debut as a heel, yeah.
So, okay, another thing. I love your ring gear.
Thank you.
Did you design that? Like, how does that come about, what you're gonna wear?
So I design it, and I get with Clint. He does sports entertainment gear. He does a few people for both WWE and AEW. The only one I can think of off the top of my head right now is Bayley, though. So if you like Bayley's gear, you'll like Clint's stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so I call him up. I'm probably the most annoying guy he has, because I'm just very particular about like what I want and what material I want.
Sure.
So it'll start out with, I always buy the vest first. The gear is always based off of whatever vest I have.
Oh, okay.
So I'll buy the vest, and then I'll kind of draw around that. And then I'll send the pictures to him, and then we'll talk about like what fabrics I want to use, or like where do I want this image and stuff like that. So
is it expensive?
I'm a diva when it comes to the gear.
Well, that's a big part of the show, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Is it expensive?
It is, yes, for like the average person. I don't think it's as expensive as people probably expect it to be.
Okay.
But it's up there. It's definitely a few hundred. It's an investment for sure. Yeah.
So you have to wash frequently?
Yes, I wash frequently, and I air dry. I'm like super nervous about putting it in the dryer, and like when I first get them, I'll probably do like hand washing. I'm very careful, because like it's a little bit of money, and I want to look good.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of who you are, you know.
Right.
What was I gonna say? So did the acting that you did growing up that help with like your confidence? Because you look, like you've done it for a million years. Does it help your confidence when you're doing promos that you can speak?
So it definitely helps. It's just so funny to me that doing acting, like when I was a child and acting and being a radio personality at Georgia State, like I didn't think any of these things. I didn't think, wrestling while I was doing this.
Okay.
It just so happens that doing these things help with wrestling, and I'm so glad that I did them, to the point where anybody who, if they get in the game or if they're asking me how to start wrestling, I always tell them, before you even get in the ring, take acting classes.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's going to be more important than you falling. I promise you. So I am I owe it all to acting and speaking and public speaking and stuff like that. So
I don't want to keep you much longer. Again, you could probably think of a million things better to do than like staring at me. So
we're having fun.
I'm gonna give you 5 random non-wrestling related questions.
Okay.
They can be just yes and no, or if you want to elaborate, fine. Don't feel pressure.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Actually.
Have you ever eaten an animal that was still alive?
I guess no.
Okay.
Sushi doesn't count, right? No.
I had thought about that. No,
Yeah,
that doesn't count.
No, I'm gonna just say no. No.
Okay. For $3,000, would you swallow a set of dice?
No.
No. Okay. As a
I need
fan,
more money.
are you a basketball fan?
Kinda. Yeah.
Okay. Are you or the people of Atlanta upset that they traded Luka Doncic's rights for Trae Young's?
I'm not upset. The people probably are.
Okay.
I'm not sure on that one.
So have you ever seen any of the Faces of Death movies?
The Faces of Death movies? No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. Don't ever. If like a friend says, "Hey, let's come over and let's watch Faces of Death 1." Don't do it. It's a huge mistake. I'm just warning you.
That's just gonna make me want to watch
I
it.
know. Okay, and lastly, are you afraid of the thought of aliens?
I'm intrigued by it, not afraid. I probably should be afraid, but I'm actually intrigued by the thought of aliens. I don't think we're alone, that's for sure.
Fair enough. All right, it was awesome having you on. I hope you have a great rest of your day and you stay safe. And I'd love to talk to you again before your next. When are you performing next?
So what's today? Today is Sunday. I'm gonna be somewhere Saturday. I can't speak on that because it's a surprise run.
Yeah.
So look out for me Saturday.
Okay.
The week after, I'm up in Indiana at St. Louis Anarchy for the tournament.
Oh, cool.
And then we have the Collective coming up in October in Indiana as well. And you're just gonna have to see what announcements come for that one.
All right. Well, I'll keep an eye out on everything. But definitely, I'll stay in touch and we'll talk again.
All righty. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Take care.
You too.
All right. Bye.